This music will just be in my head for the rest of my life.
You did when we stopped recording last time. You did ask me like, "Hey, do you like that music? You're gonna hear that music a lot." And like, after being away from it from a day, I feel like I already miss it. I think I'm gonna be okay.
It's good. It's a good music.
So should we get down to business and defeat the Huns, or should we like clear all these floating dots first? What say you?
Um, that's up to you. There's also the person in the chair there to talk to, and I think that there's passed out drunk there also.
Yeah.
No, the person up at the top.
Yeah, there's also it looks like a wheelchair.
Yeah.
A bottle of rum. Why is the rum gone? Oh, good. It's our good friend. By the way, I meant to mention if there's any particular quote unquote character that you feel attached to and want to just take point on, feel free to do that. I assume you'll probably be doing a lot of Lieutenant Kim. Just because he's the other major character, from what I understand. But other than that, I imagine we'll probably be just figuring out as we go. But,
that seems good.
You seem to be having fun with electrochemistry, and I feel like that's who we're about to talk to. Hey, look, it's electrochemistry.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
3's pretty good. What was it? Someone at my work actually unironically said something very similar to this last week. Because last week was a very bad week at work. And I think on Friday, she sent a message to some subset of group chat where, like, some email a bunch of people were on to the effect of, like, it's almost beer 30. And of course it was, like, 3 in the afternoon. So it was like, no, it's not. It's not beer 30.
Oh, it's almost.
Almost. How long has it? It's been like an hour.
Sweet Lord, a whole hour? And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You're truly extinguished all trace of yourself.
Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of a rum and lemonade. Is that a real thing?
I don't know. It sounds terrible to me.
It doesn't sound good in theory, but I also don't drink alcohol, so I'm probably not a great judge of that. But it doesn't sound right.
Lemonade is kind of a lighter drink I would expect to mix with clear liquors.
Yeah, I have a similar
liquors.
impression. Now that you mention, I do need a rum and lemonade. I'd love for Gart to serve me up a beverage. I'm hoping this will give us another thing to talk to him about.
Forget about the bar. But don't forget about it. You should totally try and get a drink there too. But first, you should lick the stain off the counter. Yeah, man, let's go wild. Lick it!
I feel like there's only one real option here. You gotta lick it, but only a little.
Calmly, the lieutenant looks out the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter. But only a little. Then out the window again. What are you doing? He asks without turning his eyes from the street outside.
Sorry, I drifted off into my own thoughts and now this happened.
We should move.
God.
A real drink would go down well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great combination.
I feel like we've started down a really dark path thanks to electrochemistry. I don't remember it being so oppressive in what I've seen in this game before. Is this guy our friend? Friend or food? Sleeping dock worker. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines that my brain scrambled into a less appropriate word. Encircled by a logo with a tree. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. Wake him up with my physical instrument, although I think that's a crime.
I feel like if you wake him up, you won't be able to take those pills.
Yeah, is the persuasive idiot like a thief? Does he respect personal boundaries at all? He probably doesn't, right?
He probably thinks that everybody would be fine with it.
Yeah,
He'd give them to me even if I asked.
Yeah,
so
I think he
just
sort of
take 'em.
assumes that like everyone would want to help him out because he is so persuasive. So the world is basically his oyster to begin with. And Lieutenant Kim doesn't seem to care. That's cool. Man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does. Does he not mind, or is he unconscious? Tutorial agent. So tutorial agent is basically the few times the game is literally telling you about the game, right? It's weird.
Yeah, it seems like it.
You've picked up medicine! This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Click the plus icon to heal your morale, if you have morale damage. Wake him up. Yeah, we succeeded at a thing.
Nice.
There is only one way to awake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane, rip the buildings from the earth. These are both very good options. Wake up, this is in order, I am the law, which would make us Judge Dredd. Or just Primordial Scream. I feel like this appeals to me. 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. Why are they yelling, man? You're alive? I wanted to see what would happen if I yelled. Yeah, I think that's the one. Congratulations, you've seen the future. Now if you excuse me again, officer. The worker sinks back into the table, ready to continue his nap. Uh-oh. Officer? Even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least. Don't feel like that actually told me anything or informed me of anything, but sure. I do feel like I want to ask him about his dreams. That just feels appropriate. Thank God, no. Okay, nothing interesting there. Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred like corpses to a mausoleum? Was it pure nothing, your consciousness no larger than a single grain of malt? Tell me, was it a bliss free of X somethings? I like that one.
Yeah, that seems good.
Worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead. I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir, but when I'm out, and I'm really out, no X anything, just quality time. A little me time in the abyssopelagic zone?
Sure, why not?
What? Is that a word? You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection. Tell me about your pants. That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics. It doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this. How's that going? How's it going? Dock worker lets out a big yawn and stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass. Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? I've almost never been outside this building. This is me IRL for sure. This one. Good. It doesn't dwell on the particulars of your existence. In the middle of a strike down at the harbor, trying to force some sense into the executive board of Wild Pines. For one, I could use some more shut-eye in the mornings. He rubs his eyes and sighs. Right to work, right to sleep. I say.
Same.
What about the dead body in the yard? Yeah, what about it? You seem cool with it. Do you have many of those hanging from the trees for there? Yeah. You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern? Well, I suppose it is my job. Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone, so tell me what you know. I can tell you this, trouble's ahead. You have a pretty solid feeling that man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but he has reasons to be cautious here. Trouble's already here, or how else would you call a dead man hanging from a tree? That's how I know this game was probably not originally written in English. I got experience points somehow.
Ooh, good job.
They say your guy was a killer. Your tree man. He has friends, same as him. Killers. There's only one thing they know well. How to wreak havoc. Wait, who says that? Everyone. It's a local rumor. He yawned suddenly. So things might get violent? You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook.
His handy-dandy notebook? Oh, there we go. The Esprit de Corps. So, Union people think he was a killer. He thinks. Even Sleepy here. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
Yeah, or something.
Or something. Why are you sleeping when the strike is happening? Oh, they got it. Measurehead's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep, or was. Oh, Physical Instrument loves this guy. The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in his head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him. Oh dear.
Yeah,
okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, why not? You know, we're not actually rolling very well, but luckily we have pretty good stats. Just like, I've checked a couple of these recently, and we're matching them exactly or exceeding them by 1, and they're not extremely hard rolls. Who's behind the strike? We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us. So there's no leader? Okay. I guess there's also Evrart, which is impossible to say. He's in charge of the union. Smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. Yours? Point at the rum. Indeed. Help yourself to some. He blinks. Wait, no, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal. I already had some. It's a fine rum. Knocks you right out when you drown a bottle or two. Rubs his face and buries it in his hand. I'll let you sleep. I got 5 more points for letting the man sleep. God, I wish I could do that in real life. I'd have so many points. Dock worker doesn't answer. His head's already down on the table. Alright.
So the person in the wheelchair is interesting too, but maybe we should get some detective work.
Yeah, I want to do a little detective work, then go back to her. Summer door closed for the winter.
That's weird.
It's Gart!
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. Let's see.
Harbinger.
We got a lot of good options here. The Harbinger of Ruin, or as we said previously, Detective Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, or I'm currently in between names, or I could merely ask for a drink. I don't know, I feel like we were very confident of our arbitrary name before. I feel like we stick with it?
Yeah, seems right to me.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
Wait a victim blame there. Took a while to report the body, so we left it hanging in a tree for 7 days.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What? Of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
He's really proud
Didn't
of
he
all his
previously say
cafeterias.
3?
I don't actually
Maybe I'm
remember
just
if he
making
gave a
that up.
specific number. He might have.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are. But as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
Huh?
it's your turn.
Oh, you mean questions?
Yes, yes. He means, do you have questions for me? Like a police officer would.
So where's that body?
Behind this building is a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on the tree there.
And how do we get there?
That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. To the west?
Yeah, it's
First
weird.
you exit through that. Then to your right you should see a big hole in a fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Ah, yes, of course. That very typical expression. Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice. Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Did you kill him?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
At least now I'm covered. I asked him, and he said no. So even if he turns out to be the killer, I can put that in my report that he lied to me.
Yeah.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed into your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard, the prey drive says. The options are to hound him by just doing it, or to say, I'm not going to hound you. I want to make sure. Are you sure you didn't kill him?
No, I didn't.
You can tell me, Gart. You killed him, right?
I didn't. He turns to the lieutenant. I don't appreciate this. What is
That I-
this?
I like I no longer have an option to do anything remotely reasonable, having started down this path. Why did you have to kill him?
Do I have to answer him? He asks the lieutenant. Is this mandatory? Lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
Did he hurt you? Is that why? Did you get some kind of sick kick out of killing him?
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
Anyone? Have you killed someone else then?
He ignores
He
it.
rightfully ignores me. Why did Sylvie go away? Did you kill her?
She went away because none of your business.
This is the second time you've avoided the subject.
Oh my god. What is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
Maybe it's he who's obsessed with this Sylvie person. Certainly sounds like it. That's
Can't ask
all
for a
the
drink
questions
anymore.
I have. It's true, I can. I got plus 30 points. And now we leave.
Let's go. Not so fast, he points to you. You owe me 130 real.
I only have 0.4. That's less than that amount. No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must merely be imagination, but... Let's bail! Time to push the eject button. Sounds like a responsibility. You don't like those. No, don't listen to him. It's madness. Just talk.
What's real?
I'm tempted to try this. It's obviously unlikely that this will work. Yeah, this feels appropriate. What just happened? One moment you're running like the wind, then you suddenly turned around and are giving the finger furiously with both hands. Wait, Tech isn't here. Oh no, the lady in the wheelchair is right behind me, isn't she? Why did I do this? Why did I have to use both my hands to flip him off? Why both? Or just, fuck you, asshole. I mean, only one of these feels confident.
Watch out! Oh no, wheelchair lady.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to talk to Wheelchair Lady because I think I killed her. everything goes dark.
Back so soon.
Oh my god. This did not need to happen. I gave no such commands to my body. I'm sticking with so worth it.
Admit it, you just missed the quarter light. The darkness on the edge of town. I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are? Is it terrifying? Have you felt the love?
It's going alright. Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife. Doesn't look so, sweetie. Are you okay? An old woman appears out of the blackness. Yeah, I seem to have injured myself. Accidentally tackling a woman in a wheelchair. No, you have sustained a trauma to your lower neck. In addition, you have strained your left trapezius muscle. Pain surges down your back when you move. I'm not very okay.
Ma'am, are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine. He just tripped over my chair. Check on him. She looks at you with concern.
Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry, this has always been a cop-friendly place. The man seems shaken by the incident.
It's bizarre. Have I turned him around by doing the dumbest possible thing in that situation?
The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for the 3 nights and the broken window, though. That's 100 square.
Wait, seriously? Wait, hang on. I tried to avoid paying him by running away like a child, like a drunken teenager, and I almost injured a legitimate patron and an innocent person as a police officer, and his response is to reduce the charges? That's wild. I think we failed that check, but it sure seems like a positive result. And I even healed that hit point back because of my pain threshold.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, actually. As you're back against the cold mosaic floor, you feel the pain recede. You just need to get up and dust yourself off. Cool.
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there. He points upstairs towards your room. And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
All things considered, I think that went pretty well.
Well, way to go.
Encyclopedia. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. Do I have one? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. I don't know, near? South, maybe? Far away? Or up on Marvel Hill? Maybe south? You don't really know, do you? You don't. Does this mean I'm homeless? South maybe doesn't sound like somewhere you could stay if you run out of money. I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop.
Thought gained. Hobo cop.
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages. Thanks, Encyclopedia. Alright, so here's a mechanic we haven't done anything with that I don't fully understand. Basically, thoughts they're almost like a research thing, right? You sort of devote time to them, and then once you've thought them through, you can, equip them for reasons.
That sounds like a thing.
Hobo cop. A cop and a hobo. A hobo cop. Upsides. Can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash. Carries himself with lurched gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again hear, "You're drunk. Why did you even come here, Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself." Downsides. Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one.
Solution doesn't have any, doesn't have anything, right?
I think you can read the solution once you've finished thinking the thing through.
Yeah.
So can I do any of these thoughts on this list? Can I just, like, do one now? Or, like, why do
No,
I get a
I
big,
think
long
it has
list?
to come up. I don't know why they would show you all of them.
It
but
feels
I
like
think
it
they
should
have to come
only, like, show me the ones I have. It feels weird to, like, show me a bunch of information that's not useful.
up. Yeah.
Ooh, I want finger pistols. That sounds like finger guns that actually shoot bullets.
9mm.
I know. I mean, I might as well, right? I got nothing else going on in my brain. So let's, real quick, sign reads Mess Hall, reserved for Union members. Doors open at 1600. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. Alright, let's talk to that lady I almost killed.
Hello, sweetie.
Elderly woman turns to you with a smile. Reaction speed. Wait, who's Sweetie? Does that mean you like me?
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides.
She's very good. Ooh, a suggestion. In another time and place, she might have flirted back, but that ship has sailed long ago.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself.
Side note, I'm starting to grow concerned that suggestion is only for hitting on people. The description didn't sound like that, but that's all it's done so far. We'll see how that turns out.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot! You seem to be in a chair. Yes, dear, I'm paraplegic. God, I don't... She seems to have infinite patience like Lieutenant Kim, so I feel like I could ask her one of these very bad, stupid questions. Could I become paraplegic? I hope not, although the work you are doing for all of us is quite dangerous. Her eyes glimmer with admiration as she looks up at you. Towering over her in your insignia, you make her feel safe. It wouldn't be so bad hanging out in a chair playing pinball. Woof. I feel like someone has to do it, you know. But not you, you're volunteering. So thank you, sweetie. So you volunteered sometime in the past. For the beatdown and the hail of bullets. So very you. Thanks for clearing that up. No problem. She nods, smiling from behind her glasses. There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago. How'd you like to roll with me? I mean, I was told that ship sailed a long time ago.
I like number 3.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. I mean, I think she's probably noticed that by now. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. She won't judge you no matter what you say. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. Oh my. Takes a moment for her to process. You know where we are, right? We're dead, haunting each other. We're ghosts. I'm torn between the actual answer, since I have real facts and I can be confident in my detective work, or just I've perceived that the world is dead and full of ghosts. The ghosts one. Now, she tilts her head and looks up at you with maternal solicitude. We are alive in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, and the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol. I don't know dilly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? The gray eyes widen. How would I begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. The city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, do you know what year it is?
973.
Like, it's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. But I'm pretty sure we determined it was the year 51, didn't we? From like a... From the
That's what the
radio or
calendar
something?
said.
Oh, the calendar, yeah. I think I'm getting a little off target trying to be silly here. I should be more confident and know things that I know. Item gained. Kind green ape pen. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Oh no, does that mean if I answer other questions I would get more pens? The relief is palpable.
Never have too many pens.
I know, right? Because people always taking them and not giving them back. People suck. The relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Oh dear, there's a lot of text. I can tell this is taxing for you, so I'll ask just one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Let's see, some kind of democracy maybe. I'd like to think it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters. Foreigners and women. Cop. We are living under cop regime. I don't actually know. I've seen a little bit of this game, and I know it's like some weird... It's like closest to number 2, I think.
What would your character say?
My character would say 6, no question. Actually, she raises her finger, we are not. You could say we have you could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try one more time, officer. What mode of government? Damn. I was really hoping it would be a cop world. Okay, let's see. I mean 2, I guess. I think 2 is closest to the reality. Oh, sweetie, she smiles a sad smile. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. You definitely couldn't have guessed this. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat. I don't even know what to say, I'm so disappointed. If there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the Revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. She's scared now. She realized you really are brain damaged. So how did I do? You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it was. Besides, it looks like you're having trouble remembering things, history, places, reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs, and while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good. Could try asking her about the revolution. A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. Of course, sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it better. I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you? Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Got it. We'll look for the janitor.
Mm-hmm.
If you should ask, she turns to the lieutenant.
No. He looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
New task. Get a reality lowdown. Of course. She turns to you. But I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Oh no. Oh no, number 5. Oh no. I mean, I feel like I definitely have to do that, but it's upsetting. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? Her expression becomes very serious. Oh, sweetie. I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad lost person on this earth. You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw. Maybe somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you. Oh no.
Wow.
I have a very high chance of guilting this woman into paying my tab. I mean, I definitely have to do that, but it's a bad person thing to do. Let's just do it. Here it is. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear. It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I'm at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me. Item gained, commemorative pin. Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but... She unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm. I could give you this to pawn, just to tide you over.
Wonderful. The lieutenant mocks drolly. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief, with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, St. Baptiste Summer, 31, Dinghy Races. I don't feel like I need to trouble her further to have her explain what pawning is.
Yeah.
Maybe asking her where to do it is a good idea, though. Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast, down by the water. There will be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop. An old friend of my husband's goes there often. Says the owner is quite helpful. Items can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's. Wow, that's an awkward name. That's like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Yeah.
They appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy. This will help me out. Smiles. You're quite welcome, dear. Okay. I am sorry that I crashed into you. Oh, I'm perfectly alright. I'm more worried about you. What was that? Yeah, what was that? From where I was standing, it looked like you were about to pull out 2 guns, but drew 2... birdies instead. Well, I'm glad you weren't injured. How'd you like to roll with me? Whatever do you mean? What? I want you to be my wheeled chair partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Which I assume is also, like, French or something for serial killers.
They used to call them that back before the term serial killers.
Really? I don't think I've ever heard that term. Sequence killers? Oh my. She sounds impressed. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
These are all good answers, but I like one best. Kim! Of course! I forgot I had you! Yes, and it seems to me that you'd do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law, and someone you can lean on, and sweetie, you are looking unsteady. She looks down. And even if you weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me. Why, 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but... She looks out the window wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. She turns back to her with a hopeful glint in her eyes. Perhaps another time. I should go. Of course, dear. Good luck with the case. Have fun storming the castle. So we have the commemorative pin, which would cover our bill, and kind green ape pen, which would also cover our bill, assuming we actually get the value.
You need 100. That's 135.
No, see, I've not encountered enough money in this game to know what the scale is. Okay, so it's like dollars and not solid units. Okay.
Pretty sure.
I've only ever seen, like, the 320 is the largest amount I've ever seen. The idea that I would somehow obtain 100 in a day then seems impossible. Sounds fun. There's so many quests now. Find booze and drink it. Alright, so... I don't actually have a compass. Which way is west? So we can go look at the body.
I think we're looking straight down, so up would be north. So.
But we're also, like, off kilter, like isometric.
Yeah.
So, like, this is north?
No, I think up would be north.
This is north?
Yeah. That's what I would
I kind of think of this as up. That's what happens when you don't put things...
Yeah, it's true, it's true. This is the only way you can go anyways, so.
It's true. I can't go out the summer door. I think I can go out that top door, though. The other side only leads upstairs. So it probably is this way. Is this a wheelbarrow full of salt? I think the snow melts in the wheelbarrow. Close enough. Street sign reads, "Fuck the police." I thought it was the year 51, not the year 2020.
The RCM in Martinez? What can I help you with?
I have questions because I'm the cop.
Of course. What can I help you with?
What's this fuck the police business? Excuse me? She doesn't understand. She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning. Or stick with me on this one. I could not do that. Street sign says fuck the police. Point. Oh, she cranes her neck. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. What about the other sign? Pigs go home. Who are the pigs? I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it. Even if she didn't write it, she could clean it. Wow, there's a hot take.
Jeez.
No, I'm not doing it. It's alright, I'm just asking. Who are you exactly? Me? I'm just the gardener. Good to meet you, just a gardener. Another question, then. Pleased to meet you too, officer. We need directions. Since the street sign's messed up. She nods. Okay, what do you need? I'm looking for a dead body. Oh, that. She points north. It's right there in the yard. She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally. And where am I? What do you mean? Just tell me where we are. We're in Martinez, sir. She looks around. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think. Since I don't really have any other place to go, I think I'll leave it there for now. Alright. Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all. One more thing, can I have your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you the rubber gloves, with no visible annoyance. I was definitely expecting that to be a dice roll. Are those equipped? Gloves.
They are now.
Look at those handsome gloves.
+1 interfacing.
I wonder what exactly interfacing is. Just like interacting with stuff?
That's a large hole in that fence.
Yeah, it's not so much a fence at this point, I would say. It's really more absence of fence than fence.
Oh boy.
Got a couple renders happening, don't worry about that. Look, I found it! The Hanged Man. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and his tongue is a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. Look down. The cargo belt twists at his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils. Ugh, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his nose. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
In that case... He's about to blow! The cop's about to blow! Kuno!
I like that this role is legendary.
It is legendary. I'm actually surprised I have such a relatively high chance of this working. 17% strikes me as high. Like, that's some serious decay, my boy.
Wow.
What? Wait, what? Holy shit. Wow, legendary success. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. Did they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We're deep in decomposition here.
Step
Well,
closer.
by all means, step closer.
Yeah. The Hanged Man. Man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten into the branch above appears industrial in strength. Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen about as much of the game as, like, poking around this area a little bit. I was under the impression that it was supposed to take a very, very long time to actually be able to interact with the Hanged Man. I mean, we got a pretty good roll there, but I'm a little shook that we're, like, here actually investigating this body.
We're just too good.
I guess we're just so good. Alright, let's inspect. I mean, the boots are conspicuous, I guess. The material appears to be ceramic. Yeah, that is weird. It's clean white. Stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. Man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. What kind of boots are these?
They're armor, not boots. With this notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabotons.
Okay, what kind of armor is this?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fairweather. Turns the boot slightly. Fairweather model T500/V. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, and tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Weird. Physical instrument says, suddenly your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch. I don't know. It seems like I could find something useful, but should I break it? It's also armor.
I mean, if you can break it with a punch, it's not very good armor.
It's true, but the like persuasive idiot, he's confident he can break it with his fist. Fist connects with the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder.
The lieutenant cups his ear. Did you hear that? A click.
Yes, like dice rolling.
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. He points to the toe. See these lines?
Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them all together. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days.
I don't know, I feel like this raises more questions than it answers. Like, how was a man hanged if he was in, like, full, super futuristic armor? Like, that seems pretty wild to begin with. But also...
Why wouldn't they start with the boots?
Yeah, like, the boots
Like
are easier to
easiest-
take off than some of the other stuff. So, like, even if they weren't the first thing you'd take off, why would they still be here if everything else was gone? That feels weird. It doesn't look like they're particularly, like, damaged or anything. Seems like they'd still be valuable. Where's the rest of the armor?
We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods toward the red-haired boy, eyeing you suspiciously. Maybe he'll know something.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor. Guess this is not out loud, so I can say this one. Why does my mortal coil need protecting? Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in a ceramic shell and resist death. Maybe he was just wearing boots.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags.
These are both interesting questions, I guess. The second one seems more relevant. If they told him, what if they told him to strip before they hung him to demean him?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Mesmerites, and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fair. Fucking talking about underpants!
God, I hate Kuno.
He seems awful. How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay.
These look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
I don't know if I'll get much more out of the material, but it looks out of place. Everything else is wood and it's futuristic.
It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The Constabulary's deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Ka-ching, baby!
By ka-ching, do you mean, he tilts his head, let's not log them as evidence, let's steal them?
What was that about the constabulary before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in the conspiracy. I mean, I want to just say, too, that is what ka-ching means, yes. I don't think you will like that. If this constabulary is dragging their feet, why not start ourselves before more good men die?
So they don't get shot in the foot? I think our extremities are fine without a dead man's boots.
Oops, well, no one said it would work. Back to detecting now. Pull the boot off. This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Oh boy.
Well, I'm concerned by that. But like... Dude. Stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off! Brutal! This is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
God.
Jesus.
I mean, guess I'm gonna pull his head off, right?
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on that boot?
These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. It's that constabulary thing I said before with the dead guys. I want to protect them. I mean, I don't think I really want to cut his head off. So maybe I just pull back on it? I'm gonna say the stupid answer though, because I don't think he'll take that as a valid reason not to do it.
You don't understand. The boots are steeped in cadaverine odor, don't you? You do understand.
So are my pants. Can't I just wash them?
You'd have to boil them in acid. Besides, the lieutenant taps on the boot. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? That explains that.
Well, there is an answer there, yeah. Interfacing. You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. Second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Steal a dead man's boots? But that would be dishonorable! Refuse for honor. Well, I feel like we just want those boots, though. I feel like we want them as some kind of status symbol, is my instincts. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky. Got it.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. He looks toward the boots. Should we continue?
Back off and look at corpse. God, that was just one item. We leave this dialogue tree. Can we save? Or is it going to do something weird?
Wow.
We should be able to come back and finish inspecting this, I think. So let's try leaving and see what happens.
Yep.
I do want to check this real quick, though. It smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. Cool. Well, I guess we can continue investigating the dead man in the case of the dead man's boots next time?
Yep. Seems good.
Be sure to let us know what you think of this series. It's a little different than what we've done before, but I think this game is very interesting. I'm curious to see what people think of it. In the meantime, have a good one, and we will see you for some more boot action.